Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Sound Waves, powered by Cove Labs. I'm Rob Petrosh, the founder of Cove Labs here in Greenwich, Connecticut. It's great to have you with us today. Today, I'm excited to be with Beatriz Melo and the team from Proactive House out of New York City. Beatriz, welcome to the pod.
Hi, thank you.
It's great to have you. So tell us about Proactive House. What do you guys do and what inspired you to launch it?
We're lifestyle management and professional organizing, and I have been 20 years serving luxury homes, and I see how it helps people become successful having the right support, and how most of the people think it's unreachable. So Proactive House was a way of bringing this life passion and make it as accessible and talking about it and really bringing awareness and making it accessible for different groups. And so we started in 2020 as professional organizing. And with time, we evolved into concierge, move management, and now we're also doing feng shui consulting.
Okay. And where do you spend out of those most of your time?
With the businesses, with the
Yeah,
services,
with the different parts of the business, yeah.
we do a assessment call where we see what are the needs of the client, and depending on we're specialized in life transitions. So we deal with home, but if it's a senior and they're downsizing, it's a different process than someone that is upsizing, getting married, and going through. So we do a really through process, and it's a mixture of a little bit of all the services. We put it together, and it's like transforming their space in their lives.
What do you think makes you different than other companies in the space?
The holistic approach. When people think of professional organizing, they think of what you see on the internet at the moment, all those perfect homes, everything labeled, everything color coded. And it's not really that. It's building a home that has a system that improves the quality of their lives. And sometimes that is bringing that, Reiki training that we have and that holistic view, motivation, being compassionate about their situation. So that holistic view give us that, support, the guidance. Um, and it's not only working the space, but also creating an environment that is improving their wellness as well. And I think it's very unique. And, it also, makes us, blend different areas.
You serve so many different areas. Do you have a typical client or an ideal client profile?
We started with seniors and we opened up and became broad because we saw it's very stressful to start a downsizing process. Usually it's very stressful. It is not good for their health. There's a lot of emotions involved. And so we started going for younger on educational, like you need to prepare so that you have a lifestyle that you don't get to that point that you're, having to give away half of your home. It's very painful, to go through the process. So we have Swedish death cleaning technique, which it can start from somebody at 45, they start, really connecting with the home in a different way. So we started with seniors and then we saw that how, people in their 40s need that, empty nesters, busy professionals. So depending on the service, so like decluttering, organizing, productivity, it's for younger audience. And then the downsizing, it's for seniors. It's just, we saw how stressful it is on the other end. And usually the family members, they're trying to help their elder loved one. They're super stressed out because they're trying to manage their life and they're taking care of their loved one. So now we support both ends, the child that it's trying to help a parent and the parent that it's doing the transition.
I'm sure it's rewarding. I guess that leads to my next question of what's the best part of running a company like this and what is the hardest part?
The best part is putting together something that has a very unique view and that has a great impact on lives. The hardest is making people, marketing, positioning yourself, so are you this, holistic? Are you doing practical things? So finding the voice for the company, it was tough. But it took a lot of courage, when I say, oh, I'm a holistic organizer, even within the group, it was hard breaking the ice and really showing the benefit. And now NAPLE even has holistic SIG, which is like a bunch of organizers that have similar view. So slowly it's evolving.
Actually, that's a great segue into marketing. So, how are you finding most of your clients today?
Now it's networking, connecting with professionals and senior living communities, really connecting with designers, really working together with different professionals and, the word of mouth. We do social media, that is good when people already got to know us. Like it's a step that brings educational, like information to them. But because of the line of the work, it's really getting to know the people, one client to the other, like referrals. That is where we get most of our clients.
Yeah, and we interview a lot of owners, and referrals are great, although it is a lot of work and it takes time. Where digital marketing can hopefully bring you a greater volume of clients. So, what are you doing to step up the marketing on the digital side, or are you?
We did a total rebrand to really connect with clients and, in a different way. We're bringing up a marketing team. So now we also using, optimizations. We have client portals because we want to improve that interaction. And it also helps when we're sending out newsletters and responding to social media posts. So we're really putting ourselves in different, LinkedIn's, Instagram. And the plan for next year is to start like mini videos on YouTube, do like short interviews, do explanations about the work we do because it's, not everybody knows the difference between downsizing and upsizing, what it takes, state sales, like all these different terms. So we are planning on doing, videos starting next year and do like lives and shorts. So I'm having to I love running my business, but putting my face out there, it's something that scares me. But, I know it's the next thing. Like you need to be more present.
Yeah, I think experimenting with content marketing is working really well for founders. And also, number one, what you're talking about is interesting to a lot of people. So I think that is a bonus for you as well. It's an
Yes.
interesting topic.
Yes, and it has different, if you're curious about, what is the next year animal, I can talk about those kind of things. And if you want to be very practical, like what is a system that I can do to do house management in my house? What documents should I keep? I can go that too. So, we can go to the two ends, which is, gives us a broad, space for us to experiment. And we also network. Like we have a lot of professionals that we work together, like contractors and other professional, financial professionals that we need, lawyers that we need to work together. So that is a lot of business opportunities. And also bringing together this voice of, people that are not aware that, if you become a professional, you will be dealing with that and you can make that a good thing.
Right. Actually, that's a great point. Back on the marketing front of your target market, obviously you want to reach the consumer, they're your end customer. But I feel like reaching real estate agents, estate attorneys, have you worked that angle?
Yes, and I'm working on, I'm studying real estate because since I will be serving that market. So that is the market we will be starting next year. I want to understand the market to offer the best possible service. So like I like to learn things from my client's perspective so then I deliver the best quality possible on their end. So that takes dedication. So I'm always learning every time to improve. And that's what I love about business. It keeps you motivated and excited. And it's challenging, but that's what I love.
Yeah. And so you're looking at the B2B angle as well of talking to, what other job titles have helped you out in the past?
Social workers.
Like the estate attorneys and the real estate
Attorneys,
agents.
real estate, a lot of times contractors because they need to come in into a place and, they need you to do that. Relocation companies. So it's very broad, the different areas that we got hired and also large companies that want to train their staff. They need to improve productivity in their end and sometimes, just preparing to, like a restaurant, totally different environment, but the system, creating a system is very helpful. It can be to personal life or a business. And a lot of people don't know how vast professional organizing is.
Yeah. You mentioned seniors earlier and retirees. What about senior living facilities as
Yes. So usually
places
that's
to
who reaches
prospect?
us. Yeah. That's usually, educating families. And even after they move, there is still a lot of process getting done. A lot of times they're still selling their house while they're living there and giving the emotional support and, to help them with their health and how to interact with them. So a lot of times we're invited to talk about the process. A lot of people wait to the last minute to go to a because they're afraid or they think they have to do it alone. So a lot of times we come in and we tell them, we show the process, we break it down. So a lot of times we connect, most of the times that's where we get a lot of clients becoming a resource for them, because the sales team, they show the apartment, but then they're looking at that, 3,000 square feet house, then they're going to, like a really tiny space that just trying to put that together stresses them out. So that's where we come in. Um, there are a lot of groups and there's also the seniors that want to aging in place because not everybody is ready and not everybody is comfortable. Ideally everybody wants to be, in their place, but then we come in, we do an analysis to see if there are improvements that can get done in the space. And so we're like this, yes, you can age in place. No, you need to downsize. So we work with the two ends, but we're like that support to the family and to the individual that is going through that stressful moment or divorce and all those things. So we really that bridge that helps them through that transition and bringing the system in place so that they are, ready for it.
Great. Now, walk us through a typical client journey for you from an inquiry to a consultation to project to completion. How do you manage that? And how are you using automation or technology to help you through that process?
So it can be a phone call or an introductory call, and we use, calendar apps to set that up. And then, once that is a structure, then we have our portal that from that portal we can do emails and interactions and exchange documents. So that has been, I've been looking for a long time, different systems, and takes time, that takes money. So that's why we did the whole rebranding and we stopped because we incorporated like AI responses to, WhatsApp things. Like we're bringing technology in and I'm learning in the process, but then we do introductory calls, which can be, the assessment can be virtual, it can be in person, but it's really personalized. We put together a plan. And then, through that process, we do usually 3 to, 4 hour sessions. We make a short if it's, one person on site. If it's a larger job, we have other team members that come in, but we break it down into short sessions so not to overwhelm the client. So it depends on the extent of the project. Can take months. So we break it down and you have that team that works with you. So you're familiar with the phase, we get calls to catch up on the project. So we always adjusting, really making sure the client is getting the best. And, even after the service is done, we're always there if they have a question. I have this, so we have a file where they have, their blueprint. So we have their blueprint. We use technology for that as well so that we can help them. Oh, I want to move this furniture here to there. Instead of having to move the furniture, we can help them virtually, navigating through that or doing inventory management. So we have an app that we do inventories that print out reports that can be shared also to lawyers. So we have different technology companies that we work depending on, or if they want to go for auction, there are partners that can help them through that process where they can upload their things. So technology has been transforming every aspect of the business and we can deliver so much more to the client.
What if you could wave your magic wand on the most manual part of all of this that you'd love to fix? What would it be, a part of that process?
Putting it together, integration. There are a lot of softwares that they promise you that it's a smooth integration, and it's not. You're trying, so a lot of times I spend a lot of time and money putting it all in a platform, and then integration never worked. And then I had to go from ground zero, restart, or, like, so that makes, the whole process very stressful because sometimes, you know, yeah, like finding something that works with, and now this is why I'm looking for like things that have a good connection. I rather have a little bit less of a look or experience, but having that thing that is easy for me, that also this app connects to here and there so that I can have, an easy journey, because that has been, user experience as well. Like, a
Yeah.
lot of times it's like I'm learning a different whole language. And a lot of times I have to just cancel because whatever they promised, then it stops working. Like once it's set up, it gets too heavy. Then, so like, yeah, I've been through.
Yeah, systems talking to each other is common. And are these systems connected to your scheduling, your client intake, your
Yes,
job tracking, your photo documentation?
yes.
Is that all? Yeah.
It's all combined and it can all come together in this portal. And I do use different scheduling for my personal and to the business so that one thing doesn't tweak the other. So like there's little things that you do to just, I'm not comfortable with some people sharing like into my schedule. So like also how comfortable am I with delegating? So that is also security. That is a big thing for me, making sure that it's not only a smooth transition like through the process, but making sure that the apps are, this I can share with my team and I can delegate up to where I can. So it takes different aspects. Like you're giving your password to people that can do a lot of things. So I'm learning also that side of the apps and technology, or how far you use AI. That has been my 2025 journey.
Sure, yeah. And what about, I assume people obviously before a job have a lot of questions. Have you explored it like an AI chat bot to answer those questions? Obviously, it needs the human touch at some point, but maybe just to answer some of those initial questions, have you explored that?
That is our next step, and we're having a problem with the integration. So that has been 2 months of trying to make that work. Um,
So you have one or you're considering one.
I'm considering one, and now we're looking for different options because whatever we had, it wasn't connecting to like our social media. And so like when you get to that point, you have the idea it's going to take a day and then it takes 2 months, which, having the backup plan. But it always improves because it makes you dig deeper. And that's what I love. You connect to more people and you talk to different business owners. And so it has been a lot of learning through this process. Like you think business people there, it's a competitive place, which is not. It's a healthy competition and you learn so much from each other.
That's great. Where do you see your biggest growth opportunity for Proactive House as we enter 2026?
Real estate and really putting myself out there. Just
Do you mean getting to know real estate agents or
really
developing a
building
better
that
relationship?
connection. Yeah, building that relationship really, because I didn't, like the networking at the seniors, like, delegating, making my team bigger and, training them so that I am not alone doing that. So it has been a process of, building the voice of the company, making sure that people really know the brand. So, before I was like, oh, they're really nice people, but they need to understand the voice and the position of the company so that they can go out there and help me through the process. So I think a fresh start, and really putting ourselves out there, really, the importance of, it's business. And I started the company because I had a chocolate truffle business. And when I was doing the whole training, I said, if people did whatever we did for companies to their personal lives, they can change their lives. Because we're always looking for solutions. We're always being proactive. That's how the name came up. And you can build a space that you feel safe no matter what budget you're in. You can you can go and become a business owner if you have the right support. And there are a lot of tons of resources out there. And it all started from, doing chocolate truffles.
That's great.
You have to be motivated. So, like, really finding your why. And if you have a setback, it's finding the right structure. And you might have, programs available that you're not aware. I know everybody's scared about AI and all that, but it is something that will be transforming, and it's a support system that it's always there on your phone available no matter what you're doing. Your commitment to serving and to learning and growing, your business will be successful as long as you're humble enough to look and say, oh, I need to adjust here. It's always going to be evolving, and we are transforming life.
That's great advice. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on today. Why don't you tell our audience, especially those in the New York area, where they can find you?
We are at Proactive House, Instagram, Facebook, and our website is proactive.house.
Proactive.house. Check it out. Beatrice, thank you so much for your time. I wish you the best of luck, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining Sound Waves today. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.